My name is Martin Anderzz Schelasin, and I'm the new head coach for VersionX VALORANT. Quick history on myself. I'm a lifelong competitor. Going back as far as me being an extremely small child, I was a regionally dominant Irish dancer, slated for international competition. That trickled up into when I was a swimmer, achieving national qualifying times, up into my career in finance, where I won an international trading competition of over 200,000 competitors, was a director of business optimization by the time I was 24, and then pivoting back into esports, I ran the first collegiate program in my home state from non-existent to 45 players and 11 teams inside of 2 years. Then COVID hit, and I pivoted pretty quickly into Valorant. We had to send all of the players back home, and while I was still working with them on a regular basis, the amount of bandwidth that it was requiring was much lower. So took Valorant very seriously, and in a way where I could still leverage the skill set that I had. Coming from a finance background, I have a lot of quantitative skills, and so I started doing analysis that no one else was doing. That built me a fairly strong reputation among talent, other players, other coaches, and it landed me a spot working with the North American roster that would later become Virtuoso, at their peak, the highest independently rated free agent roster in the region. After working with Virtuoso for a little bit over a year, I ended up moving up to the big leagues, joining Fnatic, where I would then move on to a world quarterfinal here, most recently at 2021 Champions. Coming into this spring, I parted ways with Fnatic and was looking for a new adventure, and that is how we got to where we are now. Looking at all of the organizations that I had as potential options coming off of my time with Fnatic, the main thing that I was particularly looking for was correct organizational vision that aligned with the way I believe this industry should operate. A lot of the times you'll have sort of these odd situations where coaches are under-empowered and players control more or less the entirety of a roster. Version 1 and VersionX by extension are extremely bought into my vision and what I believe I can accomplish with this team, and are setting me up to succeed with no holds barred in that respect. And that's the thing that makes me most excited to work with this roster. Moving from sort of the tier 1 main VCT ecosystem into Game Changers is obviously a pivot that not everyone would have expected from me coming off of a world quarterfinal, but it's something that feels quite natural. Coming from collegiate, I've worked with many female players in my past, and it's a unique challenge that I think I'm uniquely suited to addressing. I am someone who's coming into this and not treating it like a female roster. This is not a situation where I feel like I'm stepping down dramatically in the level that I'm competing. In fact, I see this as an opportunity to smash through every barrier that's in front of us and then some. This is not a roster where I'm looking to be the best Game Changers roster in the world. This is a team that I expect to be competing on par with many men's rosters that were thought previously untouchable by a Game Changers roster. That is the objective, and that's where we're headed. My expectations for this roster are quite high. We're coming in here at a time where obviously the most recent results for this team are going to be something that's below their personal standards and something they want to improve on. We've gotten through our entire map pool through one cycle, so we are now in a position where we feel good and we can really sort of hit the pavement the way that we want to. It's going to be a process, though. This isn't a situation where tomorrow we're going to be the best team in the world. This is a situation where I expect in 3 months, 6 months down the road, we are going to be fighting amongst the absolute biggest dogs of North American and global Game Changers, if not main circuit teams at the upper tier 2 level. That's about all that I have today. I'm super excited to be with the VersionX squad, and even more excited to be able to show everyone what we have coming down this pipeline. Look forward to seeing you all in and out of the server, and we'll see you soon.